And we are live. You can catch us on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, and Instagram. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll be right back with you, Howlers. We'll be right back. Howls over Baz. I'm Jacob Casas.
I'm Rico Savage.
And we got a very special guest today. Before we get into that, though, I want to let Rico Savage drop some stuff on you guys real quick.
So we're doing a giveaway for Electrofest. It's a rave in Norco. And we're going to be doing a giveaway for 2 tickets. So basically, in order to win the tickets, you need to go subscribe on the YouTube. Follow us on our IG page at House Over Baz, and then comment on the post and tag 3 friends, and then we'll be picking the winner. So beware on the lookout on the IG page for the post.
Thanks, Rico, for that. Look at you, man, doing better and better, man.
Taking over.
Try to take that chair.
Taking over.
So I wanted why don't you introduce yourself, just let the audience know a little bit about who you are and what you do.
My name is Perry Davis. I'm a fitness specialist trainer. I also manage trainers as well, how to build their business to start from ground zero to up, just to give them some confidence. And I feel like the more I help others, it brings more to me. And I've transformed over 500 clients, and I transformed over 500 clients. I continue to build my business every day. I work at the Grid Fitness. It's the hottest gym in the IE right now. It's about 20,000 square feet. You can check it out. And yeah, I believe fitness is the way of life.
You came in here pretty swole, man. So what got you into this, dude? Like, how did you? I mean, because a lot of times there's a lot of stories about how a lot of people get into fitness. There's a lot of like tragedies or a breakup or something hurt, like some type of, you know what I'm saying? So is it just something that you've always been into? Because there is just athletes, you know what I mean? So what about you? What's your story?
Honestly, everything you've mentioned, I've been through my fitness journey, and it's just made me even better. I would say every piece of part or chapter in my life, I've taken some part of either downfall or loss or trauma and turned it into energy. And that's what you got to do in this game, especially as being an entrepreneur. But I was always athletic. My parents put me in sports since I was 7 years old, played football all the way up to high school. Had some pretty good degrees, and schools looking at me for a little bit. But I started just working out. I was going to school to be a firefighter at first, but I liked helping people.
This is after high school?
After high school. So what got me into fitness is I was always a skinny kid. So I didn't like it. I was 125 pounds when I graduated, and I got tired of seeing the guys in football, the bigger dudes. And even though I was just as strong and as fast, it's like I didn't get those first-round picks, or the D1 schools looking at me because I wasn't big enough. So that was really a discouragement to me. So my mom got me a trainer at a 24-hour fitness. His name was Big Bruce. He was a church guy. Came in and just had the positive mindset, taught me when I was like 18, hey, whatever you want in life, work at it, put your effort into it, and you're going to start noticing good things. Then when I started my first month training with him, I gained about 25 pounds. That really stuck with me because it changed my whole dynamic of like the way I think. And I'm going to be real, it gives you a lot of attention. It brings a lot of people to start recognizing you when you start to develop yourself. You start to not just physically, but mentally as well. And I had a coach come up to me one time, and he said, hey, you have a really good physique. He's like, you ever thought about competing? And I was like, nah, I never thought about that. I always seen it on TV. I've followed guys that I looked up to and that are actually pros, and they're big bodybuilders now in the game. But I learned from ground zero up, did my first show, and took first place in California.
Oh, and, damn.
Yeah, I did about 10.
Congratulations.
I did about 10 to 12 shows. Took Mr. California in 2019. And yeah.
Well, how did you feel about that? Let's go back to that. Let's go back to that time.
Time flies. But I'm gonna be honest with you, that was probably one of the best moments of my life that I could actually say, really changed everything. It motivated me to help not just myself, but others. My family, my friends, and but it's like kind of like the Super Bowl for bodybuilders. You go on stage, you prep. You have to prep for like 12 to 16 weeks of like just continued diet, cardio, working out, rest.
Can you get in
know?
depth of that so people can kind of know like what it, like let's like from morning to nighttime, like what's the day?
So with me, the regimen, because everyone's body's different.
Yeah.
So everyone has a different calorie deficit. So some people need higher proteins than others. Like you're a bigger dude, so you probably need about like 220 grams of protein a day.
Damn.
We do what's called a carb cycle. So some days will be lower in carbs and higher in protein. So it continues to shock our body. So we'll have low days, high days, low days, high days, and usually on our lower days we'll do more cardio to burn more body fat. The cardio we'll do is a consistent burn, consistent heart rate to around like 160 to 170 to burn that pure body fat. You don't want to go too high or go. So there's some people that go and do intervals and they'll just run for like 2 hours and they're actually burning their muscle because they're burning too much. They didn't eat enough nutrients. It's all science when it comes to that. But the more I learned with my coaches and my trainers, it allowed me to learn to train others. I learned hands-on. Like, of course, I went to school. Of course, I did the test. But anybody could go online and go and say, hey, I'm a trainer. It actually takes someone to actually learn about themselves, learn about their body, and learn how to help out other people. So when they do, that's how you see, who the people that actually are putting in effort into work to helping others. But yeah, for me, what my morning usually was, in the beginning, the first like 3-4 weeks is pretty chill. It's when you get like closer to the show when it's like 10, like 13, 14 weeks right before you're going, you're dead. You're tired. You don't have a lot of energy because you're so leaned out. But I would eat about 5 to 6 meals a day because my body mass, I build pretty quick. I'm pretty blessed. Everyone has different genetics. Some people are like, oh, how do you get big traps or how do you get big shoulders? So honestly, it's your genetics. There's some guys that don't work out at all and they're in the shape. It's crazy. But yeah, pretty much my morning will be about egg whites. I'll do about like a couple of egg whites. I like to mix it with spinach, so some hot sauce. Usually I'll pick Cholula. That's always going to be my go-to. But I put hot sauce on everything though. So and then throughout the days I'll pick a certain protein. I'll stick with it because I'm pretty simple with food. So it was actually easy for me. So there's some people that I have clients that can't eat the same thing throughout the day. They have to like switch it up all the time, so it's a little more difficult for them.
Yeah.
But it's all preparation. That's what it comes down to, is if you are that type of person, you got to prepare for the type of person you are. Me, I'm very laid back. I'm simple, so I can do 3 to 4 meals of chicken, my breakfast, and at night, and maybe a shake in between. But anything with your body, even with your business, even with this podcast, like it has to be consistent. You're not going to get results unless there's consistency, and that's with anything in life. But yeah, it's just a typical day of about like 5 to 6 meals a day, and then my training will be about 45 minutes to an hour of high intensity. So with the way I train my clients, they get about 15 to 30 seconds of rest period. Because a lot of people you see at the gym, you go in, you see people in there for like 2-3 hours, and it's like, why do they look the same? They've been here for just as long as me.
Right.
And it's because you see them on their phone, texting people back, looking on their Instagram. It's like, no, when I go in there, it's like a job. I go in there, I put my headphones on, get zoned in. Some people take pre-workouts. I really don't like to take very high stimulants because my energy's already high enough. But when I do take high stimulants, I'm on it, man. I'm like Superman on another level. But yeah, that's pretty much it for like a basic day. I do my cardio workout and then train throughout the day and make sure I get my enough rest throughout the day as well.
So for the California tournament, how many people are in that?
The sport has grew so much since I was competing. Since 2017 was my first show, and there was about 50 to 100 people in there. Now, when you go to shows now, because the sport is growing so much, you see about almost 1,000 people to 2,000 people that are joining. Like I went to a show previously, probably like about 4 or 5 months ago, and I was going to see a friend compete, and he never competed. He looked insane. And he lost, and I was like, he didn't lose. He placed. When you place in a show, it's still considered a win.
Deal.
Yeah, because you're going against maybe like 15 to 20 guys that are competing at your weight class, at your height, against you. And some of these guys are coming in from China, New York, Japan. Like you got the guys that are coming all around the world. And, you don't. Everyone's muscle definition is different. You see different type of genetics, different type of ethnicities coming in. And you're like, dang, man, like that dude looks good. Like, but it's all about your hard work. But in Mr. California, I had 27 guys in my class. I'm 5'8", so when I did my show, I was about 160 pounds. Right now, I weigh about like 178. But as people are like, dang, how do I weigh more than you, but you look bigger than me? Because muscle weighs more than fat. And so this is 1 pound of fat, this is 1 pound of muscle. It takes up less of the space, but it's more density.
So tell us a little bit about the competition, because you had to win over all these other men.
Yeah.
What kind of mindset did you have to have before, like, competing, right? Like, before you competed and then during the competition? I mean, because you're putting your whole self on the line. It's not like you got a brand to back you up. You are the brand.
Yes.
So you got to put yourself on the line. You got to go through all this training. And it's really hard for certain people to be able to be comfortable with themselves enough. But not only you're comfortable with yourself, you're really to put everything on the line, and you're showcasing yourself.
Correct.
So what kind of mindset do you got to have? Because that's a howler mentality.
Yeah.
Period. You're already like in like a whole different ball game. You know, what kind of mindset did you have to go through for that?
The first thing, I'm gonna be real, is I had to make sacrifices before I did it. 1, partying stopped. 2, no drinking. 3, if you had any toxic females in your life, make sure you get rid of them, because they're gonna be the ones to pull you back.
I heard him on that one, right?
Yeah, all we get is toxic females into DNRs. So here we go.
But yeah, so I had to make some sacrifices. They weren't really sacrifices to me because I was already transitioning into it. It's just the feeling of being recognized for your hard work already drove me enough. But just getting into it, the mindset I had to have is my coach always told me to wake up every morning at 5, 6 a.m. When I wake up, and go look at yourself in the mirror and say you can do it. And that's with anything in life. That's how I feel like, just not just fitness, just with personal things. Like if you want to overcome things, you want to get better, you want to get personal growth, you have to continue to tell yourself that you're going to win. And, you know, I go more on the spiritual side on my part, but not, you know, if people are really looking for advice to get better or build themselves or have a stronger mindset, you have to believe in yourself.
Right.
So that's what it comes down to. And every day I believed in myself. Even on my days I was tired, I couldn't even move, I was sore, I still got up and put as much effort as I could. And when I got to the show, I was nervous. You get nervous because, you know, it's showtime. It's ready to go. You put all these last 3-4 months that you put in work, you're going to stand on stage for about 30 seconds to a couple minutes, depending on how well you do. They start mix and matching you guys, compare you guys, and compare whose physique looks a little better, whose back's a little wider, who comes in a little drier. So all those things are playing through your head. But you just go do your thing, you know? As much as it becomes, when you be consistent and telling yourself you're going to win, that starts to stick with you. You don't even have to tell yourself for that anymore. And so you wake up already thinking as a winner.
It's a part of you.
Yeah.
So during the competition, what was going through your mind during the competition? Because you got all these people now, and you're going on stage, and you're having to put yourself out there. I mean, what is it like? Almost like game time, like you're at the gym, almost like working out. Like, is that how it feels? Like, what's going on with that?
I love music, so when you're in there, they're bumping that music. They got the best DJ playing in there, so that's usually what hypes me up. And you get to pick a song too as well. You know,
Your walkout song?
Yeah, your walkout song.
What was your walkout song?
Dang, my first one. What song did I use? Oh man, one of them I know I used that one song for "Begging" by Begging You.
Oh yeah.
I forgot the name of the rapper, but I use that for one of my shows. And then sometimes people will use like heroic songs, like
Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, that type of stuff, or like Gladiator beats, or like Spartan, like 300. They'll use some stuff like that coming out, thinking they're like from Greece and stuff. But I just with me, every show I went to, even though on the shows I didn't get first place, guys that were in first place come to me and say, "Bro, your look is just your look. Like, you have a look that we want, either those small ways." Like, even though the judges didn't pick me as the winner, the crowd, the people would tell me, "Dang, bro, like, I thought you looked the best up there." Because everyone's eyes are different. Everyone has a different opinion. So that's the thing with bodybuilding is you don't want to allow yourself to get discouraged if someone that's judging you doesn't say you're good enough, you know? And you're always going to get that in life. Someone's always going to hate on you, or they're gonna say like, oh, he's not as good as this guy, but in reality, like, are you viewing it? So
So you say you're spiritual. So what does that mean? Like, what's your core value? Like when you say you're spiritual, because on How's Over Baz, we say it like it is. So
Yeah.
if you can say whatever you want on this show.
Yeah.
So when you say you're spiritual, what is your belief system like? Because obviously, whatever you're believing, you're showing what you believe because you're putting it out there.
one, I'm gonna say it on here. God is good.
all the time.
All the time. Through the things I've been through in my life, my testimony is wild. But no matter how far your path, or how far down you are, or where you're at, He can get you out of it. And so I'm a Christian.
Okay.
I'm a firm believer of Jesus Christ, and I have a personal walk with Him every day. I don't claim Christianity as a religion. It's a personal walk that I have every day. So I noticed when I started using Him throughout my days, bro, elevation. He's been overfilling my cup. He's been helping me out with my business, boosting me, making me better. And it's not just like me telling myself I'm going to win. I hear His voice in my heart. I hear His voice in my head saying, hey, keep going, Perry. You got it. I know today was hard, but you got through it. And, that's where I'm at. And I attend to the church in Rancho. It's called Abundant Living.
Okay.
And a blessing, I'm praying on it. But I did my fingerprints and my background check for them because I trained the pastors there. And they liked my testimony, and I did some work with them, and I served at the church. They are going to make me a youth pastor. So
awesome.
not only just helping people in fitness, I'm helping out the youngsters, Yeah,
Congratulations.
So it's crazy, like, to see where I came from, and actually to see, dang, no.
We got to hear this testimony. It's on now, man. You got to hear it. Can we turn the mic up a little on him? Because it goes in and out a little bit sometimes. You hear it too?
Well, you got to speak into it.
Yes, you speak on it, but it's still going in and out just a little bit.
I get used to this one.
Yeah.
There.
Oh, there it goes. Just hit that.
Yeah.
Keep it like that. Okay, so let's tell us a little bit about your testimony then, because that's something we'd really like to hear. Because the thing is, though, a lot of men don't express themselves.
They're not vulnerable.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I feel like on this show we like to put it out there.
Yeah.
So go ahead and explain a little bit about your testimony. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I preach about it a lot on my Instagram too. I know you've seen some of my videos I post. I just tell people it's real. Like, it's I've always been in a relationship with Christ my whole life. My mom and my family. I have some family members that are pastors up in like Sacramento and stuff. So it's always been in my life. I think I skirted away a little bit after high school. It's once I started getting into the world, and I started getting invited to like the party scene and all that. And honestly, to be real, the party scene gets you in trouble sometimes. And it could bring out a side of you that isn't you. And I've lost a lot of good things. I lost a lot of good things, and it sometimes this last one I've lost, like it actually takes things. It takes you to lose something that you hold very dear to yourself.
What did you lose that you held
Oh
dear?
man, I lost a lot of things. I lost money, a good person in my life.
From partying?
Yeah, literally. And it was when you have that individual believing in you, or people, even friends, not just that individual, but people in my family, like believing in you and seeing what you're putting them through. Hey, a lot of us get hard-headed and we're like, oh no, I'm good, I'm okay. But it takes you to be honest with yourself. And I had to do that once I started going to church, back to church, and getting closer with my faith. Is He literally brought that out of me. He brought the vulnerability out of me. So I was like, you know what? I've been through that. I had a drinking problem. I had I had a party problem. I had a drug problem. Those things messed up almost everything in my life. And when I transitioned my mindset, it took me to lose it though first, because once I lost everything, I asked God, I was like, why are you doing this to me, man? Like, I had everything. I was happy. He said, no, you weren't.
Thought you were.
Yeah, I thought I was. You weren't happy.
Yeah.
And now He says, now I'm going to show you what true joy is. And it is, the true joy of everything is helping people. Because that's what He did when He came down. He didn't come down here to help no perfect people. He came down there to help the people in need. And even the people in need, like I had a friend call me last night, and she's like, hey Perry, how do you stop drinking? And I get these questions asked all the time, because I'm honestly real on my Instagram. I'll tell people I've been through this, I've been through that. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I ain't know, just because my Instagram looks like, dang, he's in shape, he's looking good, he's living a luxurious life. Like, no, you guys don't understand what I got to go through to live those days,
Yeah.
And I know I gave the same advice, is like, you gotta switch your mindset. That's literally what it is you got to have a strong mindset to say, I'm not going to be that person anymore, because we get so used to the the lifestyle that we live. Like, back if I'm going to go spiritual wise, like back in our times, our party days, it didn't bother us. It didn't bother us to go and mess around or womanize or to drink, to party, to hurt people. It didn't bother us. It was just like, oh, it's just life, until you actually start getting closer in your faith and you start to realize that's the wrong thing. It's starting to affect me. It's starting to bother me. And that's what I had to tell her. And, I got a text message back the other day. Hey, you know what? This morning I woke up and I told myself I'm not going to drink for a whole year. And I was like, but just tell yourself you're not going to drink for 5 years. Just every month you win. Every month, every week you win. Every day you win. Every second. And no matter if it's an inch you move forward or a foot you move forward, it's all progression. And that's why it's how people is just, it really, and I push sometimes the spirituality on people sometimes, but then I got to be real with them and tell them it's just going to take you. It's going to take you to really want something. And you see people in the industry of entrepreneurship, and you see people in life, like even your closest friends, you see who really wants it. Because those are the people that are winning. Those are the people that are elevating. The people that are stuck at home, accusing people why they're where they're at, or making excuses, those are the ones that are going to continue to stay down that dark hole. It actually takes the people that have courage to actually admit their problems, admit their wrongs, and then take a step forward. And after that, say, you know what? Now I know what I have a problem in. I'm going to attack that problem. And, everything helps with that. Going to church, working out, it's just how it's all keys that God gives us to elevate and better ourselves.
And I think you start seeing that too when you stop drinking.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Because I stopped drinking 5 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And
how do you feel?
I'm a whole other person.
Yeah.
I'm beast mode on everything I do.
Yeah.
And I see things way more clearer.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, and I do read with my kids at night.
Yeah.
I read the Bible with my kids, and I study with them. And it's enlightened me on a lot of things, even with people around me, who I surround myself with, what I'm doing. And I started watching the podcast because I was drinking on here a lot, and I just didn't care. But like you see, like, damn, this is who I really am. Because you're not who you say you are. You are what you do.
Yeah.
So I was seeing what I was doing, and that's who I am.
Yeah.
So I look at that as, I gotta elevate. I gotta step it up. So I understand where you're coming from on that, because once you stop drinking, you really get to evaluate who you are.
Of course, and you get to evaluate who you're around too. And I've been around. I still go out. Don't get me wrong. I have enough self-control. I took enough time off to believe in myself. And a couple of friends asked me, "It's like, you can still go around it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can."
Well, I'm still am too. Huh?
Yeah,
I'm still going around it, and I'm good.
I still drink, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's also like you said, it's the people you hang around you.
Yeah.
Even though he stopped drinking, I might play around with him like, "Hey, take this shot." But like, if I was to see him like drinking, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean?
But you're the one that offered him.
You know what I mean? So I support it. It's a dope thing. You know what I mean? Because nobody should. I mean, obviously drinking is bad, but some people don't know how to call it quits or know when to how far to go.
I'm one of those people.
So. The thing is you're a type of dude. I'm looking at you. You go full force at everything you do.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go full force on drinking too.
Yeah.
That's how I was.
I've been to a couple events and I ran into so many people actually going out, and they're like, "Hey, you want a drink? You want a shot?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good. I got my Red Bull. I got my wings on right now."
That's what I've been drinking.
I get the sugar free though, but those those light you up. I was be in there dance floor just right there with your Red Bull.
Yeah.
But it's cool to see that you're getting better is when you have friends that used to hang out with you and seen crazy party Perry, and now they're like the next day texting you, "Hey bro, you actually motivating me not to do those things no more," because it's starting to affect my life, and you start to see them come out. You start to see them like, I've been dealing with this problem, but I deal with it by going and drinking more. And a lot of it has to do too, because I got counseling. At my church, and it helps a lot. Sometimes you need a fellowship friend or a person that can actually speak to you and hear your problems, and you
went deep. You're getting the full service of what you're trying to get done to you.
I wanted to make sure that I'm gonna win. I'm gonna break this curse. I ran in my family. My grandpa was a heroin addict. My pops is an alcoholic, and he hasn't drank in about 2-3 years. But my dad has to take medication, so he doesn't drink. And I looked at myself. I said, I don't want to be that way. And I don't. And it took. It's true, because what your parents have, went through, it goes down to the kids.
Yeah, generational curses.
Yeah. So, and you gotta believe it. Like if you read like in the Bible with David's story, King David, the one that killed Goliath, his issue was he committed adultery. And so his son that he had, Solomon, had a sexual issue. He had 700 wives and 300 concubines. So you could see the trend go down from his mistake down to, his issues there. So when I had to speak to my pops, I was like, hey, Dad, I said, I'm going to break this curse. He's like, don't do it. And, it's easy for him to say that because he's not doing it no more. But I was like, hey, I'm facing these issues. You gave me these issues. Your fault. But I just messed with him. But, it's good to see friends that you hang out with to actually recognize and see your hard work, because it just lets you just know and thank God, like, hey, God, it's working. I'm gonna continue doing it. Not saying I won't ever drink. At my cousin has a wedding, or had a wedding, and I had a shot. For celebration. That's what we're there for, is to celebrate. Now I didn't go and just get all hammered out, but for a toast. He's getting married, and I was very proud of him. I had a shot, and that shot right there lit me, and I was like, ooh. But I had to start drinking water, and I had to have one of my friends, hey, watch me, I don't want to drink no more. But that was a battle real quick for a little bit. But other than that, I haven't drinking like about 5 months too. About 5-6 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And we have some events coming up.
you can't join this circle, man.
But I have some couple events coming up. I have people always inviting me out to go to the Pomona area and stuff. I try not to get around that scene. Usually, if I go out, I'll go to higher. I'm not saying Pomona ain't higher. I gotta be real. I gotta be real.
He's saying it.
I'm gonna go in the areas where the more upper scale. Yeah. So LA, San Diego. We'll go to Vegas. But if you catch me in Pomona, man, it's
different story.
It's a different story. I'm there. I don't know. Maybe someone invited me that I like. I don't know. But yeah, just keep elevating yourself, and if you really want to change, it's gonna take you to switch your mindset.
So so you're doing all this right now, right? So what is your next step? What do you there's a purpose. You had some things happen in your life. What are you trying to get to now?
I'm going for the ride. I'm taking one day at a time and just winning, but I notice my business is growing. So now my next step, I'm being blessed more.
Don't you notice that when you stop drinking, you stop doing the things that are wrong? It's like God gives you the blessings.
Exactly.
He's like, I had this waiting for you, but I wasn't going to give it to you if you're doing this, because you're just going to burn it up.
That actually brings up a point to when you're saying He was waiting to give it to you, is because God wants to answer your prayers, right? So He has everything that He has planned for you, and says, hey, I want to give this to you, but you're still holding on to this, and this, whether it could be drinking, whether it could be a person, whether it could be drugs, whether it be a lost soul or friend. They hold on to it. People, when they grieve, they don't grieve to get better. They grieve.
And they live in it.
Yeah, they soak in it. Yeah,
they keep living in it as you keep drinking. You keep living in it.
And I lost a really good friend of mine that I had for about 10, 12 years, Nick Reese, and that hit hard. He died of cancer, only 28 years old.
Sorry about that.
And a lot of friends that see me, they're like, "Hey, aren't you sad?" And I'm like, "That's your best friend," and I talk very highly of him. And I'm like, "Yeah, of course I'm sad, but I'm also celebrating because he's in a better place." He's not suffering no more. He's up there right now saying, dang, he's like, God, thank you. He's up there. He's like, I don't want to be down there. He's like, but take care of my friends for me. So, that's how I would say up there. But, stuff like that is you gotta take each day at a time, but be positive in everything. You gotta really talk yourself through even the tough times,
That's not a small thing that you're doing. Breaking a generational curse.
No.
Like if you want to really think about what you're doing, that is a huge thing. Mm-hmm. That's not something small. You're really.
It was difficult, bro. It still is. I still deal with it. I still go through it. Yeah.
Every day.
Every day I still get reminded. But the way I attack my problems is I'll think about the after effects. A lot of people live in the moment, like, hell yeah, I'm gonna take a shot. Yeah, let's go party it up, and then boom, something happens, crash their car, or they get in a fight or something.
But you know what I've been noticing though is yes, they do think they're living in the moment, but they're really not living in the moment, because when I'm not drinking, I enjoy moments differently now. I actually I'm in there. I'm gonna be right here in this moment. Like when I do things with my kids, I'm like, I'm here right now in this moment. You know what I mean? Because that's what if in reality, that's all we really have. Is the only thing we really own is moments, our moments in time. Because everything else is just everything else is gonna burn. Clothes, cars, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's
None
temporary.
of it matters. It's all temporary. We don't take nothing with us except for our moments, our memories.
That's what I said earlier in one of the podcasts. I said time right now. Time is the biggest currency.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, that we have. That's the biggest thing because that's
You can't buy it back.
nothing. We can get any. We can lose phones, do all that
Yeah.
shit. You know, we can get it back as insurance, but time is the biggest currency
Definitely.
for sure.
And the more you live in the moment, it is. You do view things better. I started noticing. I was driving with my mom the other day, and I was looking at the sky. I was like, "Dang, the sky looks nice." Like I'm starting to look at these clouds differently. Like it's like I'm living in moments better. My vision is brighter. I feel at peace, and you can't buy peace either. I'll stay home. I stayed home this whole last weekend. I seen all my friends out. But I was just sitting there and I had a bunch of messages. Come out. Come on, bro. I got you. He said, I'll take you out to eat, whatever you need. And I'm just like, bro, I'm at peace right now. I was
Yeah,
like,
I'm good where I'm at.
I want to watch this Love is Blind over here that everybody keeps talking about. Corniest thing ever, but
No, peace is huge, man.
yeah.
I've been in peace for about like even right before I stopped drinking. I feel like I started like entering that peace that I've never had.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, whoa, all right, and you start realizing a lot about you, who you are as a person,
Yeah.
and what you're actually capable of, and what you've been holding yourself back from partying
Yeah.
and doing the same thing that everybody else is doing on a daily basis. It's like a broken record.
Yeah.
And it's the same story every weekend.
Exactly.
Or even during the week. It's the same story.
Yeah.
So I started realizing that, and I'm like, damn, I'm really wasting a lot of time.
Yeah.
Because I can be, 10 years can go by, I'm doing the same shit. So I want to cut all that out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I really think people need to start understanding. Time is quick. It
Yeah.
goes so fast.
Yeah. And then living in the moment too is how are you going to remember? You don't even remember what happened that night.
And I never did.
It's like I don't even got no memories. Bro, I was passed out. But yeah, the prosperity is huge once you stop those things that are hindering you. Alcohol is a depressant, so it's gonna eventually catch up to you. So even my friends I see out, they're in their mid-30s and stuff, and they're out partying and all that. And I'm like, bro, it doesn't hit you. Heck yeah, bro. It takes me like 3-4 days to recover. I was like, why are you proud to say that? Like I would hate that. Like I went through
It's
that
an
for
addiction.
It is.
Even the feeling.
Because it's a patch. So you're either drinking because you're going through something, or there's something wrong with you, you know. And those are just temporary patches you're putting on.
Are you cool? I just like
If you're doing it like once in a while, it's cool. You know, if you can control it. There's some people that can, and there's some, there's some people that can't control it. Like it's like me. I'll be real. If I take a drink,
No, I can't.
We're gonna go at it.
Yeah, I'm going all the way.
Yeah, I'm buying a bottle, bro.
no, same way, dude. Same way.
But prosperity comes right away once you stop. And then if you don't catch that, to know that you're getting more blessings by not doing the things that are hindering or bringing you down, then you gotta get some help, man. Get a friend to be there for you. Get a counselor. I think one of my a person that I had in my past, that was the biggest thing they told me, Perry, I think you should talk to somebody. You know, you try to attack these problems yourself your whole 20s. I just turned 30. And I think for this next 10 years, I already lived it up. I did everything that probably anybody could think of. And I had a good time. It was a good run. But now, as like in my 30s, I want to grow a business to where, I'm remembered. I have a family that's taken care of. I get blessed with helping others. Just my mindset's different. It's not about me being selfish anymore. It's about what I could do for others. And when the more I do that, just tenfold's coming back to me.
So I seen so you heard you saying about the mindset, and then I seen how you posted earlier. You was like, it might be a bold statement, but I'm here to take over the fitness industry.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I was in the moment right there. I was feeling myself.
The picture he had, he was in the gym, and it was a picture. You know what I mean? He's flexing. He's like, it might be a bold statement, but I'm gonna take over the fitness industry. You know what I mean? That's some howler shit, some wolf shit, and you're claiming it. Mm-hmm. So like, what is that mindset? What do you like? You know what I mean? What do you plan on? What do you plan on doing? And what do you plan on changing
when you start
the industry?
Well, I posted to the transformation what I could do in like 3 months and 90 days, and if they give me another 3 months, I'm just gonna get insane. It's just there's sky to the limit. There's no limit to your body. You can always get stronger. You always get more leaner. You always could be a walking monument to help others, motivate others. But I think what was going through my mind is just I got the music going through, so I feel good. Is you start to manifest things in your mind like winning an Olympian show, or not even winning, just being on an Olympian show. And that was always one of my dreams. Getting my pro card as a physique athlete, which I almost did, but I did. That was one of my things in my testimonies. I got a big injury. I tore my pectoral muscle, so I had to get surgery and all that. I was out for 2 years. That really discouraged me, and that really drove me to go and party even more. But it took after those 2 years, after I drove out of it, started working out. I think what I want to do in the fitness industry is just be real with people. Not everything sunshine and rainbows and looking good and eating healthy. No, like use fitness as to help people, because working out takes care of everything. I have clients that come up to me and said, Perry, like, I want to stay with you forever. I have clients I had for 4 or 5 years, because they said, I used to take 6 medications that the doctors told me I need to be healthy, to not have anxiety, to not have depression. And now, ever since I started working out with you, I don't take any medications.
For sure, yeah.
I'm saving so much money on my insurance. And it's like, doctors and the world's always going to tell you what you cannot do. Like a doctor told me, he's like, it's not, you shouldn't be benching that much weight. It's impossible. It's for you to be 170 pounds lifting over 300, 400 pounds, on chest press. Yeah. And it's like, that's impossible because you say it's impossible. Yeah, you can't do it. You got Mr. Ling over here that's only 120 pounds over telling me I can't lift 300 pounds. And it's like, that's like the mindset that the world has, is they're always going to limit us. And there is no limit with us. Sure. So I think I want to bring out just more positivity, and I doing something like a podcast like this, I would like to do like a fitness one. For sure. Getting my own gym. I noticed in these last 3 months of actually putting the time and effort onto myself, I've did way more in the last 3 months than I did for a whole year. And so I'm excited to see what the rest of this year has. Mm-hmm. But getting a home. I'm in the Frenchie gang as well. 2 of my cousins, they breed Frenchies, so I have a couple good studs and breeds that I have right now that are gonna, elevate me to get a home. I already have it planned out, mapped out. And then my business, as long as it keeps booming, I want to come up with a fitness app. My business is called Flex Movement. Mm-hmm. So
it's a cool name, actually.
Yeah. So
it's on IG or anything where people can, you know what I mean? You can just
it's tagged right there with my Instagram. You'll see right on my bio. It says Flex Movement. You'll see it right there.
So all the chicks trying to get a workout. There you go. You'd have all these half naked chicks rolling up. Hey, I need to get a
swipe up, subscribe.
Yeah, they're in there all the time.
Swipe up, subscribe.
That's another thing you gotta be strong with your mindset. Like, don't look.
All you see is ass in the gym.
Yeah, it's pretty much it.
That's crazy. So
because we're hunters, so it's like automatic is like.
And we're howlers.
Yeah, they're gonna be howling, but yeah. For me, as well as like with the women part, like womanizing, the more professional I became, it's like I look at them just like normal people, friends.
Yeah.
Because I've dated, I've had some top of the line women, I would say, some wagoos out there.
For sure.
But
let's get into that then. Okay, so for what you're doing right now, what kind of woman are you looking for now in your current mindset?
Where your mindset is, yeah.
And your spirituality.
To be real, nobody.
Okay. That's
because
actually good.
Nobody right now. I don't have no energy to give to anybody right now. My energy is literally all on me. I promised myself this year that I want to put full focus on myself, my business, so then that when God does bring me somebody or bring me the person that I deserve, I'll be ready. I'll have something to offer. For sure. I'll have a home. I'll have a good car and transportation and a good income to be able to provide for that person. So right now, for the future, when it's his time, he'll bring it. But right now, all the focus is on me.
Keep all your water in your cup.
What would a girl have to be in order to be something to you? Or for you to be okay?
My standards are high.
Throw them out there.
My standards are super high now. So it's like when I do meet women, I'm like, damn, man, she don't got this. She doesn't do this. And it's like, some women are lazy, bro. Some, man. Like, I'm sorry, girls, but there's some that are just
don't
like.
Don't say sorry to them. They don't care.
They care. Watch, I'm going to get messages on my Instagram. What did you say about women?
No, go ahead.
I said what I said.
Yeah.
Spit it out, man. What would your boundaries and your basically what you want a woman to be? What would your ideal
like a spitting image of me? They have their own stuff. They have their own things that they worked on. They're done with their past traumas. They're done with the things that they went through. So I'm not going to have to deal with any issues when they come in my life.
That's legit.
So as long that's the biggest thing is when you have a boss chick. If you have a boss chick that's with a boss guy, you guys are going to win. You know, but if you have someone that's a boss and you have someone that's still working on themselves, that's still trying to correct their problems, correct it, you're gonna end up hurting your boss man. You know,
That's legit.
so.
Yeah.
And I've been through that. I've been where I had issues, and I had someone in my life that was a boss, and I ended up bringing them down, and I noticed it, and it's like, dang, perfect person, wrong time. Now it's like on my next, obviously, whatever God wants to bless me with, I'll have a perfect person, right time, you know, and it's all in His timing. But I'm pretty laid back, honestly. With as long as you treat me good, as long as you're good and loyal, morals are good, your family ethic, then look good, you know. I don't really have a preference. Usually, the ethnicity I was dating mostly Latinas, but so for all them Latin women out there, keep it going. The Middle Eastern girls, they're crazy too, but
Aren't they?
you're with the Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. He's like, yeah. He says it's up to her. I still got to ask her father. But nah, as of now, just all energy on me right now. And I feel like that's just what God's telling me. And he's gonna give you. You're gonna think you're getting rejection, but you're actually getting more protection. You know?
Yeah. Okay, bars.
Yeah.
So when it comes to working out, if you're only solely doing it to look good, will it ever like work out? Even though like some people do things just for the money. Like if you have a business and I want to do this, I want to sell these clothes just to make money, but I don't have a passion for it. Will it ever work? Will it ever work out?
I feel like you need to have a passion and love what you do, because if you don't, you're not gonna. I feel like it won't elevate or it won't progress as much as you want it to. And then if you're not putting as much love into something, whenever you don't do as well or make as much or improve, you get discouraged easier than someone that's actually loves what they do and they have the passion for it. They're like, dang, I didn't do as well this week, but next week we're gonna come in harder. Next week I'm gonna find out more things to get better, to improve myself, improve my business, you know. So I feel like that's a necessity. Yeah, that's why I tell people, find out what you love to do. Been telling us since we're at school, like growing up. What do you want to be when you grow up? Why do you want to be that? What's going to give you the passion to do that? And it's like, I don't know, maybe because your father does it, or maybe you have someone you look up that does those things. And that's what it came down to me, is what got me to start working out. Honestly, I'm going to tell you that movie Pain and Gain.
What, Mark Wahlberg?
Mark Wahlberg. I saw Mark Wahlberg and The Rock. I was like, there's no freaking way. That's Marky Mark. It just came out swole up, bro. Just like
he was an underwear fucking model.
Yeah, Calvin Klein.
And then he did what the music group. He did the music shit. And then but like he was all his movies
That
always
dude's an
fucking
ultimate
buff, bro.
entrepreneur, man.
Yeah.
And he has his own fitness
Yeah.
shit too. He has his own actually fitness gym. Or
yeah,
the gym.
he was at that.
Gyms,
He was
clothing
this day
line.
when I did the show. He had his booth right there at my show, and yeah, I've met him. I've met him a couple times.
You met him before?
Yeah,
Dude, to me, he's
I'm
like
a little bigger than him, but you know.
Dude, he's literally like the ultimate entrepreneur in my mind.
No,
like,
he's
I'm a
smart.
huge fan of Mark and Mark, dude.
Yeah.
That dude's another level. Like he has his clothing line. He has his businesses, but he also has a bunch of production company. Obviously, like Entourage.
Yeah.
A bunch of shows on HBO.
And Entourage is based off his life and his friends.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
literally
That show, yeah.
is based off his life.
And he lived it up too. Like now you see him over here. He's
Family man.
Yeah, he's family
Big
man.
time.
He's I see his sponsor ads for at the church.
Yeah.
He did the Ash Wednesday one.
Him and Mario Lopez be together a lot doing
Yeah.
that stuff.
So it's good to see that. So you
Yeah,
see,
because he said he left L.A. Moved. I think he's in Vegas. He left L.A. because of all the evilness he said going on. Because it's a whole.
there's a lot in Vegas too, man.
I know there is, but the whole celebrity thing.
Oh, yeah,
is
Hollywood,
what's-
yeah.
is
Yeah.
what's getting to him. He's
Yeah.
like, he can't be around it anymore.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
Yeah, and that's his prize because it's his transition to his faith. Now it's
Yeah.
like he starts to view things differently. You know.
It's wild, man. Because like you start getting in certain areas, and dude, there's so much evil out there.
Oh yeah,
You know
every
what I
day.
mean?
There's more evil to do than good.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
It's harder to be good.
yeah,
You're
because
different.
we were born to want to do bad. You know, yeah, we're sinners. So that's automatically what we want to do.
So being a youth pastor, like what do you think your purpose is?
You know what's funny is I've always studied, all the way back from the gospel to the Old Testament. But my grandma always told my mom, Perry's gonna be a pastor one day. And then I was like, until I actually started seeing it. And
Prophesied it.
yeah, it's just funny. But if you want me to get really deep into it, you know,
Sure.
I got in trouble with the law. You know, I've done some dumb things, got in fights, and there's some things I highly regret. And, you know, I had to go away for a little bit. I didn't go to jail. I went to the big dogs. So, you know, and there is very politics. As the racial, we wouldn't be able to do this right now.
Yeah.
It's like the homies would stay with the homies.
Yeah.
And the brothers with others would stay with others. But when I was in there, that's all I had was his word. You know, my mom sent me the book, and I told myself, like, this is horrible. Like, I learned to value life so much more from not having anything, from being at the top to partying every weekend to going to Vegas
Taken away from you.
to now I'm at the worst of the worst. I didn't have anything. Tap water was like gold to me. Like,
Yeah.
especially when I got home, I was like, dang, this is some good tap water and shit. And my mom was like, that's nasty. Here's some good. But that's what I did every day is I learned and I got closer with God when I was gone. And he's helped me through a lot of trouble in there. You know, in there you gotta be tough. You can't be weak. And you know, I had to run with the homies, the Southsiders. So you know, I have family out in La Puente, and like my dad's side of family. You know, they gave me the ins and outs.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it that way. I'm gonna do it his way, the higher power way. And for about 10 months, when I was up there, I was in Delano. I was far. There was nothing out there, bro. So if I escape, I'm running in the middle of nowhere. Coyotes gonna get me. But yeah, I read his word every day, and I started preaching to about 50 to 60 guys at 7 o'clock Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Dang.
Everybody. And even the guards came up to said, hey, we've never had someone like you in here for every race to sit with each other, eat with each other, and listen to God's word. He's like, that's powerful, bro. He said, we haven't had a single fight, a single stab, any drugs come in here ever since, you know, you've been preaching that word.
What? Really?
Yeah. And, you know, when I got home, I had to rebuild. And I'm not going to lie, I rebuilt and I started doing good, and then fell back into my old ways. And this was actually the last 2 years that I was battling with it, because, you know, I came back to the world. Now I have so much access to everything. Back over there, when I was gone, I was like, I didn't have access to anything. So I started getting comfortable again. And it happens, you know, it happens to everybody. We're only human, you know.
Yeah.
We're going to go back to the things we
We
know.
all fall short of glory.
So, yeah. So I had to face those things. And then now from there, preaching in there, to now at the church, and the church already interested in my story and the things I had to go through. Like, hey, why don't you ever thought about helping out the youth? I was like, you know, that's crazy. My grandma's thing is coming true now. And I just want to help out kids, you know. As me growing up, I didn't really have my father there as much. He was there, but I didn't have someone to lead me. So that was a big issue that I had to recognize is with me trying to start a family, with me trying to meet a female, is to be a man was difficult because I never experienced that growing up. I didn't experience a father with my mom. I experienced my mom doing my mom, you know? So those are things I had to actually do trial and error. And I made a lot of errors, trust me. And but I'm thankful for those errors because they made me who I am today. And I'm thankful that I know all this at 30 years old. Now for the rest of my life, I'm going to continue to get wiser and better and more wisdom and more understanding and knowledge. And it's just, I want to give that to the, you know, the youth, you know, because when you're at that age, like, we think we know everything, you know, like, oh, I don't need to listen, you're old, you know, but I feel like my voice and the way I carry myself can motivate kids, because they're like, oh, heck yeah, I want to be buff like you, or hey, you know what, like that's not what it's all about, you know, you want to tell them what you've been through. Yeah. So, and then preach the word. Once you preach the word, his word's powerful. He does. Once you open that door for a friend, like what we're doing right now, fellowship right now, he's here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So right now he's moving in. He's doing his thing with everybody.
So I want to ask you, because that's a whole nother level, right? So when you step into that, you really are. Everybody's eyes will be watching you. Mm-hmm. They're gonna be like, so you got to be like a vessel. You're gonna be a vessel, right?
Yes.
So how are you?
I have a reputation to keep, you know.
So for the audience, for people that don't know, that aren't believers and things like that, what are you going to do in order to maintain that same mindset, to be able to be a vessel, teach the younger people, while eyes are watching you, knowing that every step you take, you have to take the right step all the time, like trying to constantly take the right path.
Again, we're always going to make those mistakes, and it's like I had this conversation. I trained the pastor at my church And we were talking about it today. He's like, they hold us so high in a pedestal. It's like, they're like, Pastor, like, you cussed. He's like, I'm human. I'm human too. He's like, I go out with my family. You know, there's things we go out with. Sometimes friends will drink. Sometimes I'll have a drink too. It doesn't just because we follow God doesn't mean we're expected to be perfect. We're perfected through Him, you know, by recognizing our faults, recognizing our difficulties. But as long as we keep pushing and having that diligence, which means effort towards Him, He notices it. He notices, hey, you know what? Perry fell 2 times this week, but he got up 6, or he got up 5, or he got up 6. You know, Perry is messed up on drinking this week, but he hasn't messed up in 3 months. It used to be every week. You know, so you got to see those little battles. Yeah, he sees your effort that you're putting in. So I would say for me to keep on that path is to stick with Him every day. So my regimen with my spirituality, with my walk, is I pray about 3 to 4 times a day. I do my morning. I don't leave my house or get to work unless I pray, unless I ask Him to guide me today, unless I give Him I surrender all my problems of my day to Him.
For sure.
And I notice when I do that, He takes care of everything.
So I'll ask you this question. So is your spirit buff as you are right now?
Yeah. We got the Arnold Jesus in me.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, but he's very strong. It took me a while, and it took me to go through some tremendous things to actually realize that He's the only way, because I don't want that life no more. I already saw what it was. I already been through it, and I don't miss it. You know, there's some memories I have in there, you know, that I could fond upon and think about, but at the end of the day, this is probably the best I've ever felt in my whole life. You know, once I committed myself, once I surrendered myself.
And how long has that been? About 5 months?
No, I've been at the church. I got baptized last year, February 22nd, actually. And once I got baptized, I felt like a shield around me. So I felt really good. I felt really powerful and better and more clear-minded. But it doesn't mean I don't still deal with the difficulties. You got to think about, because even Jesus, once He got baptized, He immediately went to the wilderness, you know, and He had to deal with everything. So it doesn't mean we're going to deal with anything different. So, and I get a lot of people that are friends that say, hey, I want to try out that church, or hey, you know what, I want to go to church. You're motivating me to go. And I was like, well, it ain't none of my work. It's His work. So just come through, feel His presence, His spirit. But then like a week later, they'll text me, oh my gosh, my world's going upside down. He's like, there's so many things happening. He's like, what's going on, Perry? How do I take control? It's like, have faith. You got to have faith. He's fixing things right now. You may think He's taking things away or punishing you, but He's not. He's fixing everything because He knows what's best for you. And I just have to remind myself, it's just consistency. Just like working out, just with your business, just with your faith, you have to be consistent with it. You're not going to get results with anything in life unless you're consistent. So
that's a good way to put it all too. My whole thing was I was gonna ask you for the fitness side of things and the spiritual side, what would be the best advice you can give our viewers?
It's consistency. You know, as much as you put in it, the more you get out. You know, it's like, you know, you want to tell yourself, hey, I'm only good enough for 5 to 10 clients a week, then that's what you're gonna be worth. If you're saying, you know what, I got 10 clients this week, next week I'm gonna get another 10. You know, that's what you're gonna progress yourself to be. It's like a manifestation, you know, and it's consistently every day. You know.
So on the fitness part, can you explain like when somebody becomes your client, what do they get from you?
So with me, I'll bring them into the gym. I'll show them the gym, show them what we have, all the equipment, latest equipment, the weights, show them around. And with me, I include a meal plan, a cardio regimen, a workout routine, and a supplement chart to give them some advice about supplements, what they do, and where to get them from. Usually Amazon. Amazon kills all the prices at like GNC and like Nutrition Zone and all that stuff because they overcharge on like pre-workout for like $80-$90. You get it on Amazon for like $20. So they get a full-on regimen. So on days they're not with me, they still know what to do. You know?
And you're making the meal preps? Are you?
I customize everything for them. I'll customize everything for them. I'll send them their email, and I'm on top of them. So my clients have access to text me throughout the day, to hit me up. Any questions? No question is a dumb question because this isn't their lifestyle. They're trying to get into the lifestyle of fitness, you know. So you gotta crawl before you walk. You know, right. So I gotta take my time with them. I can't expect them to be where I'm at because I've been doing this longer. So my patience has been growing a lot. So, and I have about 40 40 to 45 in-person clients, and then
damn.
online about like 20. So I'm bringing in a lot of energy with people. I'm meeting new people, and then I'm starting to dish out clients to all the new trainers around my area.
So your whole week is full, huh?
Yeah, I'm busy. Like I haven't been able to lay down since this weekend. Like Saturday, Sunday is probably like my only day I like get to lay down, and I don't even want to do anything. I'm like dang man, I'm sore, I'm tired. My mind just like he's keeping me busy for sure. So.
Damn, that's good, man. I like this one. We gotta get you back on for another.
Oh, that's for sure.
Like, I was like, oh shoot, we already did our hour. So,
No, dude.
dude, I want to see if you can look at the camera. Just tell people shed the sheet.
Shed the sheet.
Yeah, there it is, man. We appreciate you coming on. You kicked ass, dude,
Yeah,
today.
appreciate it.
So, yeah, I just wanted to thank him for coming on, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We're almost at 25,000. Did we get anybody in the chat? No, okay, we're good. Okay, all right. How's over Baz? I'm Jacob Casas.
I'm Rico Savage.
And we are out. Shed the sheet. Damn, that was good, dude.